Some amplifiers are like wine, simply meaning that certain years are more sought after than others. Now the question that we're going to be tackling today is whether the amplifiers that are built in 2025 of this particular brand can rightfully stand, next to their great-grandfathers from the 1970s. This particular brand didn't get a lot of coverage at NAMM, which is very unfortunate, and that's why we're making this video to change that. But before we begin, I need to introduce you to the sponsor of this video, and it is Mr. Smokey. Mr. Smokey is the cat of Rob Halford. The metal god loves cats, as do I, and while Mr. Smokey is laser beaming us with his eyes, I need to draw your attention to the Slightly Technical Academy, which you can find at slightlytechnicalacademy.com. You're gonna find education over there. Interesting stuff. So instead of buying stupid shit that YouTubers lead you to believe that you need, you can go and learn something. And it is fun. Okay? So, we can start with our topic now. The brand in question is Hiwatt. I'm going to give you a very, very quick history of Hiwatt. So Hiwatts are amplifiers. The company started in sometime in the late 60s. The mastermind behind Hiwatts is a guy named Dave Reeves, who unfortunately passed away in the early 1980s, and basically his family lost the rights to the brand or whatever. The details are not important. This is a Sound City. The Sound City came before Hiwatt. Dave Reeves was involved with Sound City. Now, what are these Hiwatts? Well, Hiwatts are just guitar amplifiers that were made just too well, I guess. Like Hiwatts it's like the Macintosh of the guitar amplifier world. They were hand-wired, as they say, to military spec. They were like works of art, unlike other guitar amplifiers. Made really, really well, played by a lot of guitar giants, and Hiwatts have a very specific sound. They're simply great amplifiers, and I can say one of my favorite sounds, all right? Now the question that we're talking about today is, what is Hiwatt doing today? Like, how good are today's Hiwatts? Because all of these older Hiwatts are great and expensive and all this kind of stuff. Let's take a look at what is Hiwatt doing today. So, no more Rob Halford's cat, and this is the website of Hiwatt today. They're not really keen on marketing, I can say, and there are not a lot of YouTube videos. Their YouTube channel is small. We can see this guy from Oasis playing it. And yes, so these are the models that Hiwatt is most known for. Is this 4-input custom Hiwatt 100? It's the DR103, and the DR504 is the 50 watt. These two amplifiers are like the flagship of the Hiwatt sound. Now Hiwatt also offers us something else. Pretty much every amplifier that they have comes in a combo version, and they have this new super high 50, which is done in collaboration with Mike Fortin, and we're going to talk about that amplifier a little bit more later. And they also have like these smaller wattage ones with like different wattage switching, because that's all very nice and popular today. Amazing, amazing, amazing. What is important here? These are custom hand-wired, all right? So they're pretty expensive, but they're custom hand-wired, built in the UK. It's impressive. So then they also have these British guitar amps, and here you're gonna find these different models which come at a completely different price point, and my guess is that these are very, very different amplifiers. So we are going to go back to this page where we have amplifiers for grown-ups. There we go, I said it. Now, let's take a look at what's new with Hiwatt at NAMM.
Years ago in collaboration with Mike Fortin, and now we've made an affordable version. This is 50 watts, and we have the 30 watt version as well. So this is a PCB based.
Most of the guys that are into high gain amplifiers are going to know the name Mike Fortin. They're probably more surprised to hear that he collaborated with Hiwatt.
Yeah.
So was this we're talking like proper metal then, aren't we?
Oh yeah. Well, actually, so on the custom shop version, it's all metal, but this you can get some really nice cleans out of, or just some like nice, like push cleans kind of thing. But yeah, it does the full metal thing as well very easily.
Oh wow! And you're saying this is basically more affordable because it's a PCB version rather than hand-wired.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, that's very important. So, as far as I can see, is they're coming out with more affordable versions of the amplifiers because, as I said, these are custom hand-wired. All right. and they're quite pricey. So now we have like more affordable PCB versions pretty much of the same amplifiers.
Interesting. What's the difference between the 33 and the 50 then, other than the obvious?
This is 30 watts. This is on 6v6 valves, and this is on the L34s.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Awesome. So in terms of sound, are you almost sort of going maybe a little bit more scooped, maybe on that, a little bit more?
It's still pretty full range.
Is it?
Yeah, because.
Okay, so this is exactly why I should be watching this YouTube channel instead of some other YouTube channels. These two amplifiers are very different amplifiers. One is a 33, the other one is a 50. One is a 6v6 based, the other one is an EL34 based amplifier. What does that mean? It doesn't mean that it's gonna be a more scooped mid whatever, because if you say 6v6, it sort of reminds you of a Fender. Has nothing to do with that. 6v6 tubes are very different from EL34s. They operate at different operating conditions, different voltages. That means that this particular amplifier is going to have a different output transformer, a different power transformer, different voltages inside, meaning that the 33 is going to pretty much be an absolutely different amplifier compared to the 50. Might have the same preamp, but the power amp is very, very different. We are not discussing whether if it's good or bad. We're just saying it is very different, and we cannot qualify it as scooped mid or something like this. It's just a different amp.
Because the Super High itself is basically a custom 50, so it's got it's got that classic Hiwatt tone stack, and we just basically recreated it into this, so you still get the whole spectrum of tone.
Cool. All right.
Similar to the Super High.
So he mentioned the classic Hiwatt tone stack. The classic Hiwatt tone stack is, yes, it is very specific. The voicing is quite a bit different from amplifiers like Marshall, and yeah, I thought that was important.
Hi, this is basically the custom 50, but PCB. And again, we're doing a 30-watt version and a 50-watt version. This is called the Pedalsmith. Perfect pedal platform, effects loop.
Remind me who the players were that was.
Okay, so it is a custom 50 on a PCB, but it's basically a Pedalsmith 30. So my guess is it has a different power section. It has an effects loop. If it's called the Pedalsmith, it's supposed to be a pedal platform. Hiwatts are known to be amazing pedal platforms. So if it's a pedal platform, does it need an effects loop? It's an open question. My question to you guys.
Synonymous with the sort of the pan-wide version of this.
Oh, the custom 50 has all sorts of people. I mean, right now Noel Gallagher's playing custom 50 combos.
Right.
David Gilmour's playing custom 50s at the minute.
Right.
So it's all the big name. Around 2007, you'll have seen it on the last Oasis tours that he had, and you'll probably see him playing it on the early flying.
So this is a custom 100 in a combo version. Can you people imagine how heavy this thing is? So unless you have a roadie, don't buy this amplifier, just go get a head. So what we have here, okay.
Bestsellers consistently. It's been played by all sorts of people. Roger Waters is playing the 200. We have people like Dev from Idols and Devonshire plays the 200.
Okay, so Hiwatt offers also like bass heads, which probably you can play guitar through them as well. Very interesting amplifiers. I think that the brand has a lot to offer. You can see the bass heads over here. Now, in any case, take a look at this. What I'm impressed with, I've never seen a new Hiwatt inside. I've obviously done a bunch of them, like the vintage ones, but take a look at this. If this amplifier looks like this inside, the new ones, if they look like this, I'm really impressed. It sort of justifies the high price because, yes, they're actually offering a fully custom-built, hand-wired, made-in-UK amplifier, and the price is high. What can we do? Many things are expensive today. Now they're offering PCB version, which is practically half the price, which is also absolutely great. Like, do other brands do this? I don't know. I don't think so that they're offering, because I don't think that the PCB version is going to be a cheap shit amplifier. I think the PCB version is going to be a high quality PCB done is just a serial produced. Now we are going to see this, and if someone has any experience with this, please let me know down in the comments. I would really like to know what is the experience with the PCB version Hiwatts. Do they sound the same? And what is the build quality? I'm really interested in that. So that's pretty much it. Now I would like to move on to the topic of the Super High 50. So the thing that I know about the Super High 50, and it sort of started like 6 years ago. It was supposed to be branded under the Maxwatt name, and Mike Fortin collaborated with someone to create this amplifier. As far as I can see, this is actually like a modded custom 50 probably cascaded gain stages and like some kind of thing like this. Normally the Hiwatts, the old Hiwatts, they would have 4 tubes, so 1/2 of a preamp tube was unused, so it had like an extra triode that could be like input in the circuit for more gain. And my guess is that Mike 14 did something like this, maybe cascaded these gain stages, and then you would have this high gain sound. Obviously he needs to tame it because these amplifiers tend to oscillate a lot, not only because of the hand wiring, but also just because they're like the most hi-fi of all guitar amplifiers, so they're like very, very sensitive, and they need to be approached from a very knowledgeable standpoint, let's say like this. All right, so the custom Super High 50 is a high gain amplifier. What I like about this amplifier is this is something new. So this is not a reissue of an old amplifier. This is actually something new, like a newer design, a newer approach. So let's say if you want to have something different, if you want to be original, this would possibly be the amplifier to go. Now I found a video by Kyle Bull. This guy has great videos. He also makes some very raw guitar sounds. We can just listen to the Super High 50 for a second. So sounds very raw and dry, like normally Hiwatts would sound if you would add more gain. Obviously, if you're in the chugging business, this is a very specific amplifier. You might not like it, all right? But it's definitely, I would say, an original sound, and I think it sounds great. From all the YouTube videos that I watched, I think that everybody's reaction was quite good to this amplifier. It is something different. Now, what is important here? Kyle also mentions he was sort of comparing it to the Fryette Deliverance. Now, most of you would know that the brand Fryette, and Stephen Fryette, who is the mastermind behind that brand, is a big fan of Hiwatts, and a lot of his equipment is sort of Hiwatt inspired. However, the Deliverance is nothing like a Hiwatt, and I would say that comparing this amplifier and the Deliverance, it shouldn't be compared. These are two very, very different amplifiers, I would say, even though Fryette stuff is very inspired by Hiwatts. It is sort of like, this is a different thing. That's just what I'm saying, because Kyle was mentioning in the video, he was sort of comparing these two amplifiers as if they were supposed to be the same. I think they're very, very different. Moving on, I want to draw your attention to a website. So if you're interested in Hiwatts, this is the website to go and learn about the Hiwatt. So this is hiwatt.org by Mark Huss. Thank you, Mark. There's a catalog, there are pictures, there's history, there's schematics, how to do it yourself, mods. Absolutely amazing. If you're interested in Hiwatts, if you want to learn more, go check out hiwatt.org. Now, another thing that I was thinking about is that are there other brands who do like Hiwatts, but like the vintage ones, who do the real thing? And I remember one brand from years ago, but I don't know if they're still active, and it's called the Reeves. So I figured out I'm gonna find the website, and I found the website to this Reeves amplification, which by the way has nothing to do with Dave Reeves, but in general, the website exists. I am not sure if they're active, as I said again, but they do really cool stuff. So all the hand wired, all the important stuff, transformers wound to original partridge specifications. I know the Reeves amplifiers were featured on Gilmour.com, and these are like the Hiwatts, let's say. So, and the prices that I see on the website are quite a bit lower compared to Hiwatt, the brand, the original brand. So if you're interested in this sound, maybe you can get in touch with Reeves Amplification. As far as I know, these things are the real deal. Okay, so basically, what have we learned about Hiwatt? We've learned that they actually offer a lot of amplifiers, really cool stuff. Now they have an affordable series. Pretty much everything comes in a head and a combo. version. And we learned that they do really high-end, custom wired, hand-wired, all this good stuff, which is great, which is something that not a lot of brands do. Also, I'm pretty sure about this. I was researching. I'm pretty sure that David Gilmour plays a new Hiwatt today. So my guess is if David Gilmour is okay with the new Hiwatts, so should we be. So let me know what your opinions are on this. Let me know, do you have any experience with the new Hiwatts? If you also have this PCB version something, also please write in the comments whether you like it or not and how the build quality is. And yeah, let's see what Hiwatt is doing, but I think that they deserve more attention. You think so? Let me know in the comments. Please visit the Slightly Technical Academy at slightlytechnicalacademy.com. And if you like this video, please like. If you didn't like it, downvote the shit out of it. Please subscribe, it means a lot. And I will be seeing you in the next video very, very soon.